Today's video is sponsored by TaraLee.store. So if you've been wanting to start an Etsy shop, but you aren't really sure where to start or how to go about it, then you came to the right place. So the first thing you really want to make sure of is that you're actually comfortable in your craft. Remember, you will be receiving reviews and critiques of your products, so make sure that you're confident in your craft, proud of it, and willing to stand by it. Don't just sell a product that you know isn't good just to make money. Begin by selling to like friends and family or just locally, or even just give out your items for free in exchange of what they think of your products. So now you want to come up with prices for your items to actually make sure your business is profitable. So you want to calculate the cost of material it takes for each item and then come up with a retail price. And you want to make sure, the price isn't like too ridiculous, but obviously, like to each their own. Some things just have to be more expensive, like one-of-a-kind paintings. Those are expensive. So if you have to charge $200 for the piece, that's fine, even if someone else may be charging like $50 for theirs. Do what you need to do to make a profit, but obviously there is a point where it's like too ridiculous. And I actually have a video all about how to calculate cost of material for your items. So I'll link that video down below, and I have another video talking about how to actually come up with a price for your items to make sure you're making a profit. And it also includes wholesale pricing as well if you want to sell in wholesale. So I'll link both of those videos down below so you guys can check those out. So now you kind of want to start thinking and planning branding slash like who you're marketing towards. So say you're selling jewelry. What kind of jewelry are you selling? With your brand, you really want to stay like in a specific niche, so it's easier to brand your business and market towards your target audience. So are you making like dainty minimal jewelry? Are you making chunky jewelry? Are you making more like goth jewelry, punk, whatever kind of like genre of like jewelry you want to make, so it's easier to pinpoint your target audience. Otherwise, your brand might kind of seem all over the place and you aren't really sure how to go about branding, because branding is really important with a business. So once you have a general idea of the items you're selling and kind of like the theme and vibe you're going for your business, this is when you want to start thinking about more detailed branding. And what I mean by that is like your business name, slogans, logos, mascot for your business, anything like that. And you may already actually have a business name in mind already in the beginning. You can use that business name as your kind of like inspiration for your branding. Maybe your business name sounds kind of like girly, then you can kind of go more like pink and cutesy with your brand. And if you aren't really sure what to name your business, use your branding theme or maybe your marketing target audience as the inspiration for your business name. And once you have your business name picked out, you want to buy your domain name as soon as possible. Definitely recommend checking out TaraLee.store. That's who I have my domain name through, and they're actually sponsoring today's video. But you may be wondering, like, why do I need a domain name if I'm selling on Etsy? Is that even possible? It is. You can actually go to TaraLee.store and it'll take you straight to my Etsy shop. And I recommend getting a custom domain for your Etsy shop because it makes it a lot easier to market your business verbally. Like, instead of telling people to go to TaraLeeskincare.etsy.com, I can just say TaraLee.store. Or instead of telling them to go on Etsy and then search TaraLee Skincare, TaraLee.store. It's short and simple, makes it easier for people to remember. So if you're interested in using .store as your domain extension, click the link down in my description box. I'll also have the link in my top pinned comment. Pick out whatever domain name you want and then use my code TaraLee in all capital letters to get your domain name for only $1.99 for an entire year. So thank you so much TaraLee.store for sponsoring today's video, and thank you for using my coupon code. It really helps me out. Now once your name is picked out, your branding's all done, you want to legalize your business. And this part's scary, it's intimidating, but I promise just a day of concentrating, you'll be able to figure it out. So you're gonna want to register your business with the Secretary of State. That's just registering your business name. That's all it is. It's a small fee. You're also going to want to probably get a business license. It depends on what state you're in, but here in Ohio, I had to get a business license. And each month I have to report how many sales I did every month to keep my business license up to date. You also need to report sales tax maybe. It depends on where you live. I'm in Ohio and Etsy actually reports my sales tax for me. So I don't have to report my sales tax to the state to keep my business license active. Instead, all I have to do is tell them how much I made, and Etsy reports the sales tax for me. But there are actually a lot of states here in America that don't have to report their sales tax on Etsy because Etsy does it for them, but there are a good few states that you still have to. So I'll link down below to a website. It's actually a website made by Etsy, and it's talking all about sales tax on Etsy, and it'll explain it to you, and it'll tell you which state has to report sales tax and which state doesn't. But do remember, if you're in Ohio, it's different state by state. If you're in Ohio, you still do need to report how much you make each month in order to keep your business license active. You just don't have to report the sales tax since they're already paid. You also want to register your business as a sole proprietorship, an LLC, or whatever type of business works for your business. I only have experience with being a sole proprietorship and an LLC. I don't know anything about any of the other types of businesses, but do your own research to see what's best for you. I actually have a video all about how to register a sole proprietorship. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that word, but yeah, I do have a video all about how to establish that. So I'll link that video down below. I also have a video all about how to establish an LLC, and an LLC is actually what my business is now. And in that video, I link in the description box to all the sources I use, so you can actually fact check my sources to make sure, you know, I actually did it properly. And anytime you're ever doing research on what needs done for your business legally, you always want to make sure it's a legitimate website, and using .gov websites are the best way to go. That way you know it's actually credible information. And any website provided by Etsy, like about sales tax and stuff, is also credible as well, because Etsy's not going to give you false information. Obviously, they're a huge business, so they know what they're talking about. And obviously, it's their website, so they know what needs done. Sorry that stuff's boring and confusing, but it needs done, obviously. And once you do it, it'll be out of the way and it'll be over with. I know it's seriously the most annoying part, but it has to be done. So now that your business is fully legal, this is when you want to figure out, like, what kind of labels or packaging do you need for your business? Obviously, like skincare products, they need labels on the bottles and jars. Maybe you want to package them in boxes like I do. Maybe you're selling jewelry. Again, you might need boxes for those, or like little bags. If you're selling like plushies or something, maybe you want to put those in like maybe airtight plastic so they're safe during shipping, just in case like the boxes get wet. You don't want the moisture to seep through the box and then ruin the plushie. Whatever you're selling, you want to make sure like you have whatever labeling and packaging you need to either make it legal, because obviously you need labels on skincare products for it to be legal to sell, or to help protect the item. Especially like jewelry, you're going to want some kind of packaging to keep maybe the necklace from tangling. Whatever it is, it depends on what you're selling. And you can get inspiration by just like Googling how to package skincare products, how to package jewelry. All those types of videos will pop up and give you tons of inspiration. You're also going to need to buy shipping material. So you might need some boxes, Mylar bags, bubble wrap, whatever it may be. If you aren't really sure how you want to package your items, again, look up on YouTube how to package blank, whatever it is. I have tons of videos here on my YouTube channel on how I package my skincare products. So I'll link down below to the playlist of just all the videos I have packaging related. Some of them are just like little montages of me packing orders. Some of them are more detailed. I actually have a video that goes into extreme detail from the very beginning to the end on how I package orders. I also talk about all the different types of boxes I use, and I even explain to you how to get free boxes from the post office to package your items. So I'll link to my playlist on shipping orders, and I'll also link to that one video that goes into extreme detail on how I package my orders from start to finish, so you guys can get all the inspiration you need on that from me. And once you have all your shipping material, what you want to do is see how much your product weighs. So you want to maybe it's a face wash you're selling. You're going to want to box that up completely as if you were going to ship it out, and then weigh it. Because on Etsy, in the shipping section, they'll ask you for the height and weight of your product, and that's just not the individual product. That is the total weight of the shipping box, because sometimes the box can add a few ounces. So you want to make sure you plug in all the information of the final product ready to be shipped, so you can get an accurate amount of how much shipping costs. So now it's time to take product photos of your items. I definitely recommend taking pictures of them in front of a white background, a picture of you holding it, a picture of it in use. And I have a pretty detailed video on how I take my product photos, so I'll link that down below. You can also get inspiration by checking out other people's listing photos on Etsy. And honestly, you can take really good photos with your phone camera, so you don't need to invest in a nice camera or anything. Etsy also has this new feature where you can upload videos of the item, and I think that's a really cool feature that I really want to utilize, so I recommend utilizing that feature as well. It gives a really good like 3D kind of perspective of the item. And now it is finally time to set up your shop, which you might have already started, but this is now it's official. Now it is officially time. You want to pick out your Etsy shop name. You want to upload a banner. You want to add a description of your shop. It's also a good idea to add like a description of the shop owner, of you know, maybe your story of how and why you decided to start your Etsy shop. And then create listings for all your items. This is time consuming, but take your time, make them good listings. Obviously use all the different types of photos I mentioned before, and you want to make sure your titles have good SEO. You also want to make sure your descriptions are very detailed. Add in anything that somebody might wonder about the item. The color, the texture, the size, the actual dimensions of it, the weight, how to use it, the ingredients, if it's like something that obviously has ingredients. Anything that somebody might message you and ask you about the item, include it in a description box, because people are going to be more likely to buy from you if all the information they need about the item is right there, so they don't have to worry about messaging you and waiting for you to respond. Because if all the information isn't there on the item, they might be like, let's go to a different Etsy shop. Especially ingredients for skincare products. I know a lot of people who sell skincare products on Etsy. For some reason, they don't include the ingredients. They say it's because they don't want people to steal their recipes, but you can't steal a recipe if you don't know how much of each ingredient is in it. So you don't have to worry about that if you're selling skincare products. And also legally, you do need to disclose the ingredients. So you're going to need to add that on the label anyways. And also a lot of people have skin allergies, so they really need to know what's in the product before they buy it, and it just takes more time making them message you and waiting for your response rather than just having all the information presented to them. They're more likely going to buy from you that way. But yeah, so I hope that was everything. Hope I didn't leave anything out. I have been selling on Etsy since I think like 2016, 2017, can't quite remember. It says I started my shop in 2014, but that's not, that was just when I opened my account. I didn't even have a shop up then. But yeah, so I have been, you know, I've had my toes dipped in Etsy for quite some time now, so I do have a lot of experience with it. And I do think Etsy is really, really good for new business owners because your shop is more likely to be found on Etsy since people are already going to Etsy looking for handmade items. You know, your shop's more likely to pop up when they search, you know, face wash, as opposed to somebody Googling face wash and then going to the shopping tab. My face wash more likely isn't going to be popping up there, but it'll pop up on Etsy. So that is why I recommend small businesses starting out on Etsy as opposed to their own website. But once you get a good customer base built up on Etsy, I do recommend starting a website, which is actually what I'm working on now. So hopefully that'll be up hopefully by next year. It's taking me some time because I haven't had much time to do it. But I get asked a lot why I like Etsy. That's the reason, because it's easier to get found. So if you've been wondering if you want to start on an Etsy shop or if you want to start with your own business, definitely start with Etsy and then later move to a website. But keep your Etsy shop up as well so you can get sales in both places and increase your profit. But yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much .store for sponsoring today's video. Use my coupon code TaraLee, all capital letters, to get your domain name for only $1.99 for an entire year.
I'm stuck in the motions. I've been consumed by the wrath of time like I'm frozen. I'm shattered in this life. It's still the path that I've chosen. Because I've had a vision, now I'm on a mission to find myself with music and find someone to listen.